This is part 2 of our Veterans History Project Oral History with Mr. Steve Melnikoff. Today is Saturday, August 15th, 2009. Steve, we've just finished describing life in St. Ives as you're training and preparing for D-Day. And so we're in the winter months and now we're approaching the spring. What's the talk among the troops? What's the talk among everybody about the invasion? What are you thinking?
Well, I don't recall too much that we were exercised about it. I think we just sort of know we had to do it, and we just took it in stride. I did know this. I had never gotten a pass while I was in England outside of St. Ives, and I had gotten a pass for London, and they canceled it. And I guess that was because it was getting close to D-Day, and I heard rumors that a lot of the guys for the 1st Division were upset because they were going to go because they had been to Africa and Sicily and Italy and then up here. But I don't remember too much contention or anything. We just took it in stride pretty much, I think.
Did you do any sea training? Did you do any landing craft training? Do you
No, I did no training, but I understand earlier that month the 29th Division did go to Slapton Sands, and they had an exercise there, and Bill Doyle, he was there, and they had that exercise where they landed on the beach, and this was a successful operation. But earlier, or maybe the year before, in the fall, the 4th Division had an exercise at the same beach, at Slapton Sands, and that was a disaster because a couple LSTs were sunk and many GIs were killed, and the German E-boats apparently intercepted the LSTs, and 2 of them were sunk, and there were quite a few casualties. Actually, I've heard recently that, or read, that there were more casualties on the landing, many more casualties landing in England than there were on the landing in France for the 4th Division. Mm. They landed on Utah Beach. Mm. I did have an occasion when I was in England to visit Slapton Sands, and I had a very good friend, a good man and his wife who met us in Plymouth, and we became friends, and he took us to Slapton Sands and around Plymouth, so that he showed us that, and that's quite a thing where some Englishman recovered a tank all on his own and spent the rest of his life, you know, talking and writing and talking about the Slapton Sands exercise. The tank is sitting there on the beach now.
You yourself did not participate in any beach landing exercises?
No, I did not. But I guess the theory was that 80% or wherever the fellas had to practice, and we would fill in, because actually when you're private you do what the sergeant tells you, and so that we'd have been whatever. Right. But no, I did not participate.
So what's your specialty at this point? What are you told that you're doing as with the C Company? What's your role?
Well, we were assigned early on as a BAR team in the 3rd Squad, and wherever we went, we were assigned to a certain spot to guard this or give cover and fire here or there as we trained, and that's what we became. And my friend Arthur Giotis and I were the BAR team for the 3rd Squad, 3rd Platoon.
Now you were with the 3rd Squad. Now you tell me, what's a BAR team? Why do you have to have a team with a BAR?
Well, I guess the main purpose is to carry ammunition for the gun, because it's a rapid fire gun. I don't know, it probably fires, I'm not sure of this, but probably 800 rounds a minute, and you could expend a lot of ammunition, and so the BAR man carries probably 2, 4, maybe 6 clips or so, and the assistant BAR man would carry about 4 clips, so that that's what it's for. And I'm sure that being with the BAR, we were also adept at firing the BAR, as being an assistant, so that we were the team that were always assigned some job to cover this area, or cover this attack, or this defense, or whatever.
So an assistant BAR guy, he's bringing the ammo to be used with it.
Right.
And either of you is trained in firing that weapon.
And whenever we trained, we also fired the weapon. That's right.
Do you also carry your M1 with you?
Yes, I carried an M1 in addition to my ammunition. Yes.
So the other guy though, he's just carrying the BAR.
The other man just carries BR ammunition. I'm not sure, but he either carried 6 or 8 clips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've got the extra clips for him.
Yeah, for him.
To help him work it.
Yeah.
To help him work it.
Yeah.
And what happens now, describe the theory about like when you run out of ammunition, you got to get ammo from somebody. How does that work?
Well, what happens is you go along, and you're in combat. The company does have a Jeep, and they have a small rear echelon, cooks and clerks or what else have you, and they'll bring up ammunition, and the ammunition is doled out in, I think they called it a bandolier, and each bandolier had 8 clips, and generally when we went to combat, we always carried an extra couple of bandoliers for our M1s besides what we carried in our belt, and the belt carried 80 rounds, and then you could carry a couple of bandoliers extra. And we always carried those. You could put them around your neck. They were in like a canvas with pockets in there for the clips.
The BAR guy that you worked with, had you met him in basic training? Had you met him at Company C?
I actually had met him I believe I met him at basic training. I'm not so sure. I may have known him at Fort Devens, but I'm not sure. I don't remember that part. But the minute we got basic training, he was in my platoon, and so that's where we got to know each other very well.
And I know, and his name again was?
His name was Arthur Giotis.
Arthur Giotis, okay. Now, so you guys would work together as a team, and you're training in England as a team as well?
Yes.
All right. Take us towards May of 1944. Describe what's happening. Are you still in St. Ives?
Yeah, we were in St. Ives, and at some point towards the end of May, middle end of May, we were trucked somewheres, and this I cannot tell you where, and into a, actually I called it an enclosure, where we were in a fenced-in area. It was a tent city, and we spent some time, but at this point I can't remember how long it was there, whether it was a week more or less, but we spent time there because troops are coming in from all over into these areas. They were closer to where we would board the ships.
Mm-hmm.
And as I recall, we were pretty much under control. We could not leave the area, the fenced area, no passage, no anything. We were just pretty much confined.
And you said it was like a tent city inside the fenced area,
right?
And so you knew something was you were getting near the time.
Oh yeah, we knew. Oh yeah, we knew. Yeah.
Now, are they telling you where you're going to go at this point in terms of the invasion?
I believe, and I'm not so sure whether we were told at this point or on the LST, but at some point I remember seeing a profile of the beach where they showed that there was a hilly area behind the beach, and we were told that we were going to attack the Normandy coast, and it was going to be, I guess it's a, what is it, I don't remember the name now, it was 452nd or something, whatever that battalion that was there. But I do remember quite clearly this part where they told us they were inferior troops and old men and a lot of foreign troops that were conscripted that didn't really want to be there, and there was no word that it was going to be any kind of a tough time or anything. It was going to look like we were going to go right in there and go. That's what it sounded like to me when we went in.
Did you recall what your initial objective was to have been on D-Day, where you were supposed to have gone? Do you recall being told it?
I can remember a little piece of that, but the location I couldn't tell you. But as I remember, we were supposed to go to some outpost position. And